In this video, I want to talk about the equal sign in mathematics and how to interpret it and use it correctly. An equation in math is a mathematical statement saying that two numbers or expressions are equal, so they stand for the same amount. The most common way that children see the equal sign in mathematics would be something like 7 plus 5 is equal to 12. So it shows the result of a calculation. As a result, students often interpret the equal sign as meaning calculate the answer, rather than is the same amount as. And so if a student takes the equal sign as calculate the answer, an equation such as 7 plus 5 equal to 5 plus 7 won't make sense, since we didn't actually calculate the answer, so the equal sign wouldn't make sense to them. Instead, in order to describe our properties of arithmetic, we need to understand that the equal sign means is the same amount as, rather than calculate the answer. And oftentimes when we're doing problems like 198 plus 357 plus 2, it's useful to write a string of equations that correspond to the reasoning. So our first step to make this a little bit simpler is to change the order. Make this 198 plus 2 plus 357. We then start with that statement and think how we can change it. Well, we know 198 plus 2 is 200 plus 357. We then have 200 plus 357 is equal to 557. However, we usually have a much neater and more efficient way to do this, which is a sequence of equations. We start once again by regrouping, or by changing the order. 198 plus 2 plus 357. And then on the next line, we just write the equal to and continue. 200 plus 357. And 200 plus 357 is 557. And when we have several equations strung together like this, it's easy for us to understand that the first expression is equal to all of these over here on the right, including the last expression. So we can now say 198 plus 357 plus 2 is 557. When we use an equal sign, it's important to make sure that the quantities before and after the equal sign really are equal to each other. Let's suppose I want to calculate 499 plus 165. And I want to do this by taking 1 from the 165 and adding it to 499, and then adding the remaining 164. So the incorrect way that we actually do see students do a lot when they don't fully understand the equal sign would be to write 499 plus 1 is 500. And then we need to add 164 to get 664. However, this is incredibly wrong because 499 plus 1 is not equal to 500 plus 164. The correct way to do this would be to write 499 plus 165 is equal to 499 plus 1 plus 164, which is equal to 500 plus 164, which is equal to 664. So it's very important that students really understand the equal sign to avoid this kind of error right here, which can make it very easy to make a mistake later on in the equation. So we want to make sure students properly understand the equal sign so that we avoid this mistake right here, which can lead to a lot of confusion in mathematics.